Chesterton Academy's spring concert. My name is Molly Schultz. I am a junior here. I will be your MC for the evening. So the first two songs that you heard this evening were All That Have Life and Beth by Renee Clausen and The Last Words of David by Randall Thompson. There's three sections of this particular concert. There's the Alleluia, there's the Tribute to the Bard, and there's the Going Home. So the first 7 songs of the whole concert are in the Alleluia section for obvious reasons. My personal favorite of the two, or of all 7 actually, is The Last Words of David. The lyrics for that song comes straight from 2 Samuel chapter 23, where David is on his deathbed giving instructions to his son on how to be a just and righteous ruler. The next song you're going to hear is O Magnum Mysterium by Tomás Luis de Victoria, sung by our chamber choir. The chamber choir is an extracurricular choir that you have to audition to get into. We commit to extra rehearsals, we meet every Wednesday after school, and in chamber choir we focus on difficult pieces that are more suited for smaller groups. So this next song, it's a Latin Christmas song. I know, it's May, we're doing Christmas song anyway. But it's a Latin Christmas song talking about the great mystery that animals were the first to see the newborn Christ. I mean, besides Mary and Joseph. But when you think about it, if animals were the first to see Christ, I think we have a good chance of seeing him ourselves one day.
Oh
piece you're about to hear this evening is another ladies' piece. It is taken from the Oratorio of the prophet Elijah. So this song comes right after Elijah's solo saying that he's tired, he's had it, like, this is enough, Lord. And then a chorus of angels, us, obviously, comes down and comforts him, tells him to lift his eyes heavenward, lift his eyes to God. God will help him, God will comfort him, and it works. And he's comforted, and he goes out and performs a ton of miracles. This is kind of what I feel like on a Friday at the end of the school week, because we have choir last period, and choir is probably hands down my favorite class. So we come down here and we start singing choir, and it's been a long week, you just want a weekend, you just need your space, the schedule's getting a little too much, but you come down here to choir and you start singing, and all of that gets forgotten, and all you can think about is how in the end everything is for God. So I hope you enjoy this next piece. This next song is Bogorodice Dievo by Sergei Rachmaninoff. It's Russian? I don't know. It is the Hail Mary in Russian. So at the school, we don't actually speak Russian, we speak Latin. Really helpful when learning this song. But learning the words, yeah, it was difficult. Learning the meaning behind them, that was the easy part. See, the church is universal, and all the basic prayers, like the Hail Mary, the Our Father, Glory Be, those are all universal too. So, yeah, we didn't know what any of the words meant. We didn't know which word meant what, except for maybe like two. But we understood that we were singing the Hail Mary. We understood we were singing to our mother. And so, this song, the way it's written is very slow and powerful, though. It's very much in the style of Russian farmers. This song is just absolutely beautiful, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Oh, God.
song you will hear this evening is several people's in this room's favorite. It's "O God Beyond All Praising" by Gustav Holst. This song was inspired by an instrumental series of songs, each one named after a planet. The planet that inspired this song was the planet Jupiter, which, when you think about it, is kind of funny because Jupiter is the Roman name for their highest god. But now it is a very, very popular, very widely known Christian song about our true God. Yeah, like I said, this song is a lot of people's favorites. I think my mom over here, the biggest fan ever. But we all, as a school, love this song, and it's on a regular rotation, so at some point, every single Chesterton student will sing this song. So it makes it, in a way, kind of our own. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it. After this, there will be a 10-minute intermission. We're gonna save the snacks till the end of the show, though. We enjoy it. is called The Tribute to the Bard of Avon, aka William Shakespeare. So, although William Shakespeare didn't actually compose the songs, he wrote a lot. And they've inspired a lot of other people to put music to them, and a lot of people enjoy them all around the world. So, Shakespeare, he came from a really small town that no one really knew about. It's called Stratford-upon-Avon. It's in England. No one knew about it until he wrote, and his plays have made him very famous, and now this town is extremely famous. I was lucky enough to go there over my spring break this year to go see the house that he grew up in, and because of his fame, that place now gets, I think it said, about 400,000 visitors a year just to see where this legend grew up. So Shakespeare was a very famous person, obviously, and he, how to phrase this? He inspired Chesterton, and he inspired our school. So his plays have survived for over 400 years, I think. And I mean, we just did one of his plays a couple weeks ago. But he inspired the school a lot. And we read Shakespeare's works sophomore and junior year. And one of the reasons we do read him is because to this day, he is one of the most famous playwrights in the whole world. So the next 4 songs are all written by Shakespeare, and they are composed by Matthew Harris. And Dr. Russell will tell you a little bit more about that.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Schultz. I often tell my literature classes that Shakespeare has no literary rival except for Dante. The works of Shakespeare have survived for all this time because they really reflect the reality of the human experience. The questions that he asks, the answers that he poses to them, the way he writes with great wit, with great humor, with great drama. It runs the full gamut of emotions. And they are so compelling and so powerful. This next set is a set that I've wanted to do for years. Ever since the school has been here, I've wanted to do a set of Shakespeare songs. But as Ms. Schultz mentioned, he did not actually compose music. The music was set to words from his play, generally by more modern composers, and frankly, the works are very difficult. The entire program tonight is really a collegiate level program. And I just say that just because I'm so proud of what these young men and women have worked so hard to do. But here tonight, finally, we get to do the Tribute to the Bard as this next set. And what we're going to do tonight, you're going to hear 4 pieces by Matthew Harris based on Shakespearean poems and songs from his play. And we are also going to give you some scenes that give you the context of these. The first piece is A Lover in His Lass, as you like it. We'll see it's about the gentle country folks in the spring as they're starting to burst outdoors and walk through the countryside. And we'll see this in this first piece tonight. After that, we're going to go to You Spotted Snakes. This is from Midsummer Night's Dream. Midsummer Night's Dream has an entire section where it's sort of set in kind of the elf land, kind of the land of the fairies out in the woods. And in this particular scene, we see Titania, the fairy queen. She comes out and she's getting ready to go to sleep. And 2 of her assistant fairies come out to give her a lullaby, to chase away the creepy crawlies and sing a lullaby to her so that she can go to sleep. However, there's a conflict going on between Titania, the fairy queen, and Oberon, the fairy king. And he's going to come out and put something on her eyes to play a trick on her, to make her fall in love with the first thing that she sees when she wakes up, which he hopes will be something very ugly and dreadful. After You Spotted Snakes, we're going to turn to 2 Gentlemen from Verona. It's a very convoluted plot with mistaken identities and so forth. In this particular scene, we're going to see a gentleman named Proteus who's going to come out and speak of the beautiful, fair, lovely, and virtuous Sylvia, whom he is trying to set Thurio up with. And in this scene, they're going to be talking back and forth. We're going to have the host of the house is going to come out. The host and lady of the house will be speaking. And there happens to be a musician who is going to come out and is going to extol the virtues of Sylvia, asking, who is this wonderful Sylvia? And then we will finally close this evening with what is one of my absolute favorite pieces on the entire program, O Mistress Mine. O Mistress Mine is from Twelfth Night, and we're going to do a sort of fanciful acting of this, of a young man courting the young lady and trying to get her to pay attention to him, and sharing that, come and fall in love with me now because youth won't endure. So this is the piece, the set that we're going to be taking a look at tonight. And so let us turn our attention to the back and our gentle country folks.
Some to kill cankers in the musk rose bud, some war with rear mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats. And some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now to sleep, and then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, with thorny hedgehogs, be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Never harm, nor spell, nor charm. Come, our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
Weaving spiders, come not here. Hence, you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black, approach not near. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Never harm, nor spell, nor charm. Come our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
Hence away, now all is well. Let us leave one centennial.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, hart or boar with bristled hair. In the high that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Under the color of commending him, I have accessed my own love. But Sylvia is too fair, too true, too holy to be corrupted with my worthless gifts. When I protest true loyalty to her, she twists me with my falsehood to my friend. When to her beauty I commend my vows, she bids me think how I've been forsworn in breaking faith with Julia to my love. And notwithstanding all her sudden quips, the least of which would quell a lover's hope, and yet spaniel-like, the more she scorns my love, the more it grows and fawneth on her still. But here comes Thurio. Now must we go to her chamber window, and give some evening music to her ear.
How now, Sir Proteus? Are you crept before us?
Aye, gentle Thurio, for you know, love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye, but I hope you love not here.
Sir, but I do, where else I would be hence.
Who? Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia, for your sake.
I thank you for your own. Now, gentlemen, let's tune, and tune Leslie a while.
Now, my young guest, methinks you're Ali. I pray you, why is it?
Marry, mine host, because I cannot be married.
Come, we'll have you marry. I'll bring you where you shall hear music and see the gentleman that you asked for.
But shall I hear him speak?
Aye, that you shall.
That will be music.
Hark, hark.
Is he among these?
Aye, but peace, let's hear him.
Who is Sylvia? What is she? That all the swains commend her. Holy, fair, and wise is she. Heaven such the grace did lend her that she may admired be. Is she kind as she is fair? For beauty lives with kindness. Love doth her eyes repair to heal him of his blindness. Then to Sylvia let us sing, for Sylvia is excelling. She excels at each mortal thing upon the dull earth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring.
That Sylvia is excelling, she excels each mortal thing upon the dull earth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring. Who is Sylvia? Who is Sylvia? Who is Sylvia? Who is Sylvia?
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Stay, here, your true love's coming. I can sing both high
and low.
Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journey's end, lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet, and 20. Youth so stuff will not endure.
True.
On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch
Oh, he'll take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep sides of Ben Lomond, where deep in purple hue the highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. Oh, you'll take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond.
The wee birdies sing and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters lie sleeping. But the broken heart will ken a second spring again, and the wounds not only are
The high road, I'll take the low road, I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and me true love will never meet again on the Oh, he'll take the high road and I'll take the low road, I'll be in Scotland afore ye. But me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond. But me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond.
Good evening again to you all. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's such a pleasure to host all of you at Chesterton Academy of the Sacred Heart. Thank you very much for sharing this evening with all of us My favorite quote by G.K. Chesterton, I quote it often, and I will keep quoting it often, is thanks is the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. I thank all of you for being here tonight. And while I have the great privilege of working with these young men and women in the choir several times a week, tonight's concert is the result of many, many other people. Is the result of many other people. Each activity that we do at the Academy, each class that we do, forms these young men and women. And what you see tonight is a fruit of that formation. Acting skills, writing skills, speaking skills, the analysis, the thinking, the fortitude that is developed in the classes of having to think deeply and intensely about difficult subjects, from math and science to the arts, to philosophy, to theology, and beyond. This would not be possible without the work of a very, very dedicated and passionate and talented group of faculty. And all the faculty that are here tonight, I would like to acknowledge you at this time. Please stand. This is a fruit of all of your labors. I'd like to thank our staff members, Mrs. Anderson, Mrs. Higgins, for all of the great work that you do. I know that Mrs. Higgins had her son was ill and she wasn't able to be around today, but this is also the efforts of the fruit of countless efforts behind the scenes to make these events happen. Mrs. Anderson, please, let's stand and I want to acknowledge all of our benefactors. I thank all of the benefactors for coming alongside of this. This is a shared mission, and your contributions of your time, of your financial resources, also makes this school possible and allows this to materialize in front of us. So thank you to all of our benefactors. And finally, thank you all of the parents. Thank you all of the parents of these young men and women for the great joy and the great privilege of working with them in the classroom each day. We know that it is a privilege to get to come alongside of you in this education, and we do not take that privilege lightly. And so I thank you very, very much for that great joy that it is for each of us to work with them each day. There's a group of students behind me for whom this is their final Chesterton Academy spring concert. And I would like to acknowledge our seniors at this time. This group of seniors has had quite the journey here. They were here in their spring of their freshman year when the world came to a grinding halt in spring of 2020, the last quarter of that freshman year. They experienced the joy of being back, even in some limited ways, in the following fall. Some of the class have moved, and we've added a couple along the way. But this group of seniors has been here through a great growth and transition in the school, a great growth in the depth and the programs that we have offered. And they have contributed greatly to that. They've contributed greatly to this wonderful sound that we get to share with you tonight. And I would like to acknowledge them. I'd like to acknowledge Miss Olson, Miss Cece Olson. Miss Olson has a mature, calm presence, and though quiet spirit, commands great respect among her peers. I'd like to acknowledge Miss Ramirez, Therese Ramirez. Ms. Ramirez is not afraid to take charge and to follow through with it. She's very bold and not easily swayed from doing that which is right. Ms. Walters, Ms. Teresa Walters. Miss Walters has a very strong desire for people to be their best, to act with kindness and virtue, much compassion for others, and a great empathy to see the other side of things. Miss Bobert, Miss Jillian Bobert. She spent 2 years with us. She has an incredible enthusiasm and cheerfulness, a great, deep appreciation for beauty and the mystery that God has created, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Miss Twait, Miss Lily Twait. Miss Twait has a boundless energy, a contagious laughter, and sense of humor to see the bright side in all things. She's always willing to jump in, try something new and difficult, and bring others along with her. Miss Awada, Miss Patricia Awada. Miss Awada has an inspiring work ethic, great fortitude, really models what it means to face challenges and to overcome them, and inspires others to be better. Miss Courts, Miss Sophia Courts. Miss Courts constantly spreads unbridled cheerfulness through the school. I know I have teased her about this endlessly, but we sang a song last semester that had the word bitter in it. And every time I looked at her, she sang the word bitter as cheerfully as it could possibly be. She has unbelievable kindness and enthusiasm for all things. And then finally, our lone gentleman in the senior class, Mr. McVeigh, Mr. Logan McVeigh. See to Mr. McVeigh a deep and ever-growing devotion to Christ and Our Lady. He has a tremendous willingness to confidently share his faith and love of Christ, to serve others, and to be a stalwart leader of the other students. Just another round of applause for all of us. This is the hardest part of the year for me. It's the hardest part of the year to say farewell to these young men and women we've gotten to know so closely in the classroom each day. But it is the entire point of the school. They are not made for this school. They're made to be great. They're made to be great and joyful leaders in our church, in our businesses, in our communities, and most importantly, to be saints. Our concert title tonight is Going Home. And there's a great deal of evolution in the concert program from my first concept of it tonight. As I mentioned earlier, for years I've wanted to do a Shakespearean-themed program, and I entertained ideas of having a longer Shakespeare set with very elaborate costumes and more elaborate sets, and admittedly even thought about dressing up like William Shakespeare myself for this set. But as the program developed, I started to see a more meaningful theme in here, and the need to be reminded of our true home. In the book, The Everlasting Man, G.K. Chesterton spends the first part of the book extolling how man is different from all of the other beasts. That man is a creator, not just a creation, but also creator, made in the image and likeness of God. And he eventually says this: the simplest truth about man is that he is a very strange being, almost in the sense of being a stranger on the earth. There is a lot of truth to that we are really strangers on this earth because we are meant for something more than this earth. At the Academy, we're constantly challenging the students to do things that are very difficult, things that are deeply rewarding, though. We know that the path to deeply rewarding is not always easy, but we hope that it's worth it. You see it in doing difficult things, the art, the music, advanced mathematics and sciences. But we're ultimately should be working towards the most rewarding thing: heaven. And you hear that sometimes it's very difficult to do that. On the program tonight, we heard a response to Elijah the prophet, who said, God, it is enough. And the angels came and ministered to him. He was so tired from his ministry. We heard the last words of David, instructing his son after all of the difficulties and toil of his life, saying, he that ruleth over men must be just, must be righteous. We hear the words of Christ, if you love me and keep my commandments. And we know that it is Christ, who is God himself, who humbled himself and gave his life for us. And it is he who gives meaning to our trials, to our suffering, to our joys, to our sorrows. That even though we may be tired, weak, and worn, he has made a way for us to be with him forever in our final home.
song we will sing for you this evening is Ave Maria by Claudio Monteverdi. This song has been described several different ways. It's been described as our yearbook. It's been described as our school song. It's been described as our practice. Whenever we're together, we have to sing it. It's kind of like a rule. So this song we have sung. We sang it at a wedding. We have sung it at every graduation, and we've sung it at a funeral. And all the things I said before were true. This song is a yearbook. It's a school song. But for me personally, this song is a little bit of a burden because every time that we sing it, we have a new memory that's attached to it and another feeling that's attached to it. And so every time we sing it, those memories come flooding back. And so every time we sing this song, we remember the people we've lost, the people we've gained, our highs, our lows. We remember everything. And as this evening draws to an end, I would like to invite you all to think of the people that make your cross lighter, that help you carry your cross, that make you a better person. As we pray this evening, the Ave Maria, God bless, and thank you so much for coming out tonight.